Thank you, Madam President, and good evening, trustees and members of the community. Madam President, you said yours was a little bit briefer, and I'll apologize in advance. We've not met for a couple of weeks, and so ours is a little bit lengthier, but it's because there's so much going on in the district. And trustees, what I'm always surprised by, and you all know it because you see your email traffic, but there's a whole lot that goes on in this district, whether there is school or not. So it has been a busy time. Congratulations to Miss Amy Serziga, music teacher at Lakewood Elementary. If you've not heard yet, she has been awarded the 2019 Hilda Humphreys Service Award. This distinction recognizes early career teachers for their dedicated service to music education in Michigan. Amy is a graduate of Michigan State University. She began teaching about 5 years ago and has spent that entire time at Lakewood Elementary. Amy's indisputable commitment to her craft and the music community is remarkable and inspiring. The Michigan Music Educators Association presented her with this award on Friday, January 27th at their conference in Grand Rapids. We are so proud of Amy and her work and excited to share in the celebration of such a talented educator. We're also pleased, and Mr. Klein mentioned it earlier, we're so pleased to announce that Miss Renee DeBella, Ann Arbor teacher at Scarlett Middle School, has been selected as the recipient of the 2019 MEA Educational Excellence Award. This is for her demonstrated commitment to educational excellence and a concern for the improvement of student-focused education. She was honored on Thursday, February 7th, and look at it, it looks like she's a rock star. And I've been to her 8th grade classroom, and she is a rock star. That award was at the Cobo Center in Detroit. We happened to be there for a superintendent's meeting at the same time, and I was so disappointed I didn't know that was coming because I would have bailed out of the superintendent's meeting to go over and see that much more exciting event. She teaches, as Fred mentioned, individuals and societies, and she's developed that curriculum for Scarlett and partnered with the University of Michigan School of Education to develop culturally responsive pedagogy. And Renee helps students see differing perspectives of an issue while connecting lessons to student interests, opinions, and questions. Her lessons help students make sense of their country and of the world. I would nominate that a lot of adults would do well in her classroom to learn from her. She's been teaching 4 years and is truly an exceptional teacher who has already had a profound effect on her students, on our school community, and on the teaching profession. Congratulations also to Miss Eve Claire. This news is hot off the press. I don't think I'd even been able to send it to the trustees yet. The athletic director at Pioneer High School has been named the Region 6 Athletic Director of the Year by the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrator Association. Eve is in her 16th year as an athletic director and has been at Pioneer High School since 2012. Pioneer High School is recognized as having one of the largest athletic departments in the state, fielding more sports than the University of Michigan, 37 programs, 100 coaches, and over 1,500 student athletes. While at Pioneer, along with overseeing the athletic program, Eve was responsible for the development of the school's intramural program that offers a wide range of activities geared toward improving student achievement. Eve will be recognized and receive this award at next month's Interscholastic Athletic Administrator Association's annual conference. Mr. Tom Pachera, Ann Arbor Public Schools Department Chair for K-12 Project Lead the Way, was awarded the Outstanding Project Lead the Way Educational Leader of the Year award at the National Summit this month. I've been watching them on Twitter, and I know they were there through yesterday. I'm not sure if they're still there today. Recipients of this award demonstrate strong alignment to Project Lead the Way's mission, and that is an exceptional commitment to students, school leadership, and evidence of meaningful involvement in Project Lead the Way curriculum, assessment, and professional development. As if that weren't enough for the Project Lead the Way Summit, Mr. Bill Van Loo, technology and engineering teacher at STEAM at Northside, was presented with the Distinguished Educator Award at the same event. I would say that Ann Arbor Public Schools rocked that event, and I'm very proud of both of these teachers who've done extraordinary work, not only in the Ann Arbor Public Schools, but their work extends to districts across the country who are following in the path that we're blazing with Project Lead the Way. And for those who may not know, just Google Project Lead the Way. You'll be very impressed. It's a nonprofit organization that provides a transformative learning experience for pre-K through 12th grade students and empowers students to develop in-demand, transportable knowledge and skills through pathways and activities in computer science, engineering, and biomedical science. So congratulations to Tom and Bill. Thank you for your exceptional leadership and the support you give to all of our Ann Arbor Public Schools teachers as they engage their students in real-world learning. And I also need to mention that that particular program, we are the only district in the country offering preschool Young Fives Project Lead the Way through 12th grade, and we are blazing that path so beautifully. This has been announced on email, but not at the board meeting. So I want to just also highlight this evening that Slauson Middle School has been named a National School to Watch for 2019. That news came along in the December timeframe. Through the Schools to Watch initiative, the National Forum to Accelerate Middle Grades Education evaluates middle schools, and really they are looking at these criteria: schools that are academically excellent, developmentally responsive, and socially equitable. This is an award designed for middle school. So members of the Slauson team will receive this national award in June in Washington, D.C. An awards assembly will also be held at the school for staff, students, and community. And congratulations to Slauson staff for this distinguished achievement. On January 12th, I had the great opportunity to be with the Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra and our combined a cappella choirs of Huron, Pioneer, and Skyline, who joined with the Livingston County Women's Chorus and Measure for Measure to perform at the Ann Arbor Symphony's Mozart Birthday Bash. I look forward to that evening every January. We congratulate all of our student musicians. If you see my photo of the stage would barely hold all of our students there, and they sang Mozart right along with the Symphony Orchestra. Our award-winning choral programs continue to excel year after year under the masterful direction of our music educators. And for these groups, that is Mr. Kent Waddleworth, Mr. Stephen Lorenz, and Miss Lindsay Sichansky. Saturday, February 2nd was a great day for Pioneer High School. More than 290 Pioneer band students weathered the inclement weather that day and gathered at Livonia Franklin High School to perform in solo ensemble competition. Each student's performance was evaluated, and at the conclusion of the event, 97.5% of the Pioneer performances were rated either a 1 or a 2. Those are the highest ratings for those who may not recall that. And that means that they scored high enough to receive a medal in the competition. The student performances exceeded all expectations, and congratulations to our pioneers. Westerman Preschool Family Center was the location last Saturday a week ago on February 9th for the Ann Arbor Public Schools Early Childhood Expo. Trustees, you know this has been a real focus and priority of the board over the previous 6 years, is to expand our early learning opportunities across this community. That event was attended by more than 50 families who brought their preschool children, young 5 and kindergarten children, for screenings and were presented valuable information about their early childhood options. Many thanks to all of our teachers and staff who worked that event, Ms. Poliano and Ms. Dawn Linden, who coordinated. It takes a tremendous effort to get all of those students in, get them evaluated, meet with their parents, and provide valuable guidance on that decision, young 5s versus kindergarten. And we know February is the time of year when folks are really needing support in sorting out those important decisions. The annual Ann Arbor Orchestra Night, trustees and community, you may have noticed that had to be delayed due to the weather. We are very excited that Miss Robin Bailey is working with our orchestra teachers. They actually met today, and they're going to be back in touch with us for a rescheduled event. They may not be able to get Hill Auditorium. They did have a makeup day scheduled, but then it fell on a high holy day that is against our policy to have events. So they are just problem solving and will be driving forward with an announcement soon on their outcome. I would like to share more great news, and that is that our Pioneer High School Ethics Bowl team won the state championship. They've worked tirelessly since October. Here they are, and they are now guaranteed a spot to compete at the National Ethics Bowl held at UNC Chapel Hill. So I want to give a shout out to Brent Richards, Pioneer teacher, and Katie Jones, Huron teacher. They've led this effort to introduce the Ethics Bowl movement into our Michigan high schools. Our Ann Arbor teams have been performing exceedingly well ever since, moving to the quarterfinal and the semifinal rounds each year. Pioneers took the state championship in 2015 and reached the quarterfinals at the national event that year. This year's championship team members, you can see them here, are Leah Bergen, Serafina Botero, Elizabeth Engel, Annika Hockman, Miriam Nuizi, Gabrielle Nwogu, and Dennis Rickoy. We wish them the very best at their national competition coming up in April. The National African American Parent Involvement Day happened Monday a week ago on the 11th. We'll be sharing with you this evening, trustees, a report of that event, as we normally do during our February board meetings. But we're very excited about all the activity that went on in the district. I wanted to share in this update, though, the county event, which we participate in, but we don't coordinate. Some folks emailed me on that weather day, and I'm not the person in charge of that, but we do have an update from them, and that is that event has been rescheduled to Monday, March 11th. And that will occur from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Towsley Auditorium on the campus of Washtenaw Community College. The event is free and open to the public. We have several Ann Arbor Public Schools students and groups who are scheduled to perform that evening, not limited to, but including the Community High School Jazz Band. So congratulations also to the AAPS NAPID at Night poster contest winners, Shu Mishak, kindergarten student at Baugh, Shannon Kawata, 5th grade student at Baugh, and Abby Mulhauser, 1st grade student at Logan. We're also proud to share that 2 Pioneer students, Mark Einhaus and Deontay Vaughn, have been selected to receive the Michigan 2019 Yes, I Can Award. Each year, the Michigan Council for Exceptional Children honors the outstanding accomplishments of students with exceptionalities who demonstrate their determination and achievements in and outside the classroom. Trustees, I am so proud of these students and this amazing award. Mark will be presented his award for achievement in athletics, and Deontay for excelling in the arts. We celebrate Mark and Deontay, who will be receiving their honors from the Michigan Department of Education at the 2019 Council for Exceptional Children's Conference held next month in Grand Rapids. Congratulations to Huron High School students Miriam Mahmood and Sonali Narayan for placing first in the Michigan Council of Women in Technology Foundation's website design competition advanced category. This 3-month-long competition provided an opportunity for the students to demonstrate their web design skills, creativity, and knowledge of HTML to industry experts. Finalists in the advanced group then competed in a live judging event. The theme, trustees, I hope you catch this, it's so cool. The theme for the competition was My Week Without Digital Technology. And Miriam and Sonali's website documents what a week without technology looks like for high school students. They've engaged a lot of students in this conversation and how it impacts their lives to go a week without technology and what can be learned from taking a break from electronic devices. Congratulations to these talented young women, and we look forward to learning more about their research on this important topic. I'll tell you, trustees, I'm familiar with this. These ladies are going somewhere. In that website, they also offered tips for treating addiction, because they were really getting underneath that tendency to go for the technology to really a root behavior of addiction. So I was very impressed not only with the breadth, but with the depth of their work. The Michigan Council of Women Technology Foundation strives to inspire and grow girls and women in technology fields with a vision to make Michigan the #1 state for women in technology. The organization supports Michigan's female IT workforce, students, corporate partners, schools, and overall community with networking, learning, mentoring, and technology experiences for professionals and for students. Last, we'd like to announce that as of today, it's hot off the press. The 2019 Summer Rec and Ed catalog is officially open online. So you can get there now, and I bet today you can get almost any class. And you all know as well as I do, in a few days that will no longer be true. I love Rec and Ed because, as they say over there on 7th Street, it is always summer at Rec and Ed, and I feel like February is a great time to focus on summer. So I appreciate the Rec and Ed team and everything they do, and we invite you parents to get out and get your summers planned now before all of the slots fill up. I want to close this superintendent's report by sharing a deep and profound thank you with all of our school teams, with our teachers, with our support staff, with our bus drivers, with our secretaries, and you know the bad thing about a superintendent and a list is I'll leave someone off of that, but all of our folks, our custodian, all the folks who have salted and plowed, everybody that was on overnight weather watch, and I'm giving all those thank yous because we've done that 8 times since January 7th, and I know that that is wearing on the team. I heard from teachers yesterday and saw on Twitter the special activities that they had planned to move our students back into, very intentionally moving them back into the rhythms and the routines of school. Because when school is disrupted, it's hard on students, It's hard on families, and it certainly is hard on the staff at schools. So I want to thank everyone in our community. We'll be sharing an update a little bit later so that everyone knows the latest information about where we are with the state. I'm getting lots of emails, and actually got some student emails late last night hoping for day number 9, but the weather did not fall that way. So we're staying on top of it, and I just want to continue to thank one of the great conversations we've been on, and Dean Karen from Ann Arbor Open emailed me late last night about this, is on this idea of sustainability in our community and creating networks of support that help families on days when folks are not able to get out of the house. And I recall one conference call on one of the 38 degree below days, and having a whole team of educators on that line, and they wanted to get out and feed kids on that day. And we wrestled so desperately with how unsafe it was for the children to try to get to the school, and yet balancing that against the needs of children and families for whom food security and shelter and all of these issues become a very big deal when we have days away from school. So please know, community, that we thank you, and we continue these conversations. I personally was over at the Mitchell Food Pantry last week with my case of Costco food to drop off, and I invite you all to help us bulk up those food pantries in all of our schools. We have them available, and they have been depleted over these days in January and February. And so with that, trustees and members of the community, it is such an honor and a privilege to serve the Ann Arbor Public Schools. I apologize for the length, but we actually got 4 weeks done in one shot. So thank you so much.